2027 Mercedes GLC EV versus BMW iX3. Which German electric SUV should you buy? So we've now driven both of these electric German SUVs back to back, and honestly, the differences are way more interesting than we expected. In one corner, the 2027 BMW iX3 50 xDrive. In the other, the brand new 2027 Mercedes-Benz GLC 404matic. Both are fully electric, loaded with tech, and will run you somewhere north of $67 OK? Let's break it down. The powertrains both come out swinging with dual motor AWD as the launch config. Rear drive and performance variants are coming later. The Mercedes GLC 400 puts out 483 horsepower and 590 pounds-ft of torque, which gives it a solid 20 horsepower and 114 pounds-feet. Advantage over the BMW. The Merc also packs a clever 2-speed rear drive unit. First gear is super aggressive, 11.0 to 1 for fast launches, and second gear, 5.0 to 1, helps it stay strong all the way to its 131 miles per hour top speed. The BMW uses a simpler single-speed setup but is designed more for efficiency. On paper, the BMW is slightly lighter relative to its power output, so drag race predictions aren't totally straightforward. Oh, and if towing matters to you, the Mercedes can haul up to 5,291 pounds, nearly 900 pounds more than the BMW. Chassis and ride. Mercedes goes fancy here with Airmatic air springs, adaptive dampers, and up to 4.5 degrees of rear-wheel steering on the GLC 400. BMW keeps it old-school steel coils, anti-roll bars, and no rear steer. Two very different philosophies. And you can feel it in the drive. More on that in a sec. The tech inside both cars have ditched the old mess of 100 tiny computer boxes and moved to 4 centralized supercomputers, each handling body comfort, infotainment, driving, charging, and driver assistance. BMW made a big deal about how this cuts down response times, making the car feel more reactive. Mercedes also has the 4 big brains, but still uses around 40 smaller EQs alongside them. They didn't claim any latency improvements, which is a bit of a tell. Size and space. The Mercedes is bigger in every dimension, 2.4 inches longer, 0.7 inch taller, 0.3 inch wider, and about 400 pounds heavier. You think that means more room inside, but BMW somehow wins on cargo space. 30.4 CUFT with seats up versus Mercedes 20.1 with seats folded. BMW still leads 65.0 versus 61.4 CUFT. Mercedes does win on front space though, 4.5 CUFT versus BMW's 2.0. So there's that battery range. And charging. BMW packs a bigger 100.8 kilowatt-hours usable battery with a claimed 400-mile range. Mercedes runs a 94.0 kilowatt-hours pack good for around 360 to 380 miles. Both use 800-volt systems and support bidirectional charging, so yes, you can power your house. Charging speed is where the gap really opens up. BMW tops out at 400 kilowatts, adding 230 miles in just 10 minutes. Mercedes is rated at 330 kilowatts. They hit 350 kilowatts in ideal conditions, good for about 180 miles in 10 minutes. Both support one-pedal driving with Regan paddles and a clever D-Auto mode that reads traffic and adjusts braking automatically. Interior vibes. This is where Mercedes absolutely flexes. That 39.1-inch Hyperscreen is a jaw-dropper crisp resolution, 11 different visual ambiances, and it works with the cabin's ambient lighting. There's real wood, 2 leather options, and even the world's first certified vegan interior option. The optional panoramic roof has 162 tiny stars that light up in sync with your ambient lighting. It's seriously lush. The AI assistant is powered by Google Gemini, ChatGPT, and Microsoft Bing. Basically, it picks whichever AI is best for your question. It'll tell jokes, make up stories, and actually hold a conversation if you're into that. BMW's interior is a bit more restrained by comparison, but the infotainment has more performance-focused content, drag timers, performance screens, and the projected virtual display is easier on your eyes since it doesn't require as much refocusing from the road. How do they actually drive? We drove the Mercedes on Portugal's Algarve coast and into the mountains. On the highway, ride comfort is genuinely impressive. In sport mode through the twisties, there's very little body roll, and the power delivery is relentlessly strong. You can actually feel the rear motor kick into second gear just past 70 miles per hour. The steering feels natural, and brake pedal feel is surprisingly good for an EV. That said, the hands-on adaptive cruise struggled a bit. It hesitated on automated lane changes even in clear traffic and slowed awkwardly while changing lanes. Hopefully final tuning sorts that out. In comfort suspension mode, at least 2 journalists in our group got motion sick, which isn't ideal. The BMW, driving it 4 months earlier, felt noticeably lighter and more agile, less cushy but sharper in corners. It also came with hands-free cruise that lets you approve lane changes just by glancing at a mirror, which felt genuinely more advanced than what we experienced in the Mercedes. What's it gonna cost? Both go on sale in the US this summer and fall. Current indications point to the GLC 400 costing at least $10,000 more than the BMW iX3 xDrive. Given that the BMW has a bigger battery, faster charging, and more cargo space, that's a gap worth thinking hard about. So who wins? Mercedes if you want the most dramatic, luxurious experience and don't mind paying for it. BMW if you want sharper driving dynamics, better range, faster charging, and a smarter value proposition. Either way, you really can't go wrong, but the rivalry is just getting started.